Welcome to the Wealth Rabbi YouTube channel. My name is Saul Janogly, the Wealth Rabbi, and I want to tell you just a little bit about how Wealth Rabbi came about. I'm now age 51, and for the last 30 years I've been pursuing two different tracks in my life. The first is a professional track where I've been involved in the world of investments in the City of London, starting back in 1982 as first a private client stockbroker, then an investment manager, and finally founding my own wealth management firm. So that's been my professional life. But at the same time, my great passion and hobby has been the field of adult education, and I have been particularly involved in teaching in the Jewish world. Now, about 3 or 4 years ago, bang on schedule, I had my midlife crisis. And the nub of that crisis was that I felt there was a total disconnect between these two tracks in my life. In other words, I felt when I was in the office, I was a different person, a different personality to the person I was when I was teaching and involved in the world of adult Jewish education as a rabbi. And if you will, I felt that I was pursuing two completely contradictory aims. In the office, I was focused on the pursuit of wealth, whereas in my teaching, I was focused on the pursuit of spirituality. And I felt that there was a real disconnect between those two, that in effect I was suffering from a kind of multi-personality disorder. And as a result of this sense of angst and disconnection between these two separate tracks in my life, I got involved and reached out to the world of Jewish mysticism, and particularly the world of Hasidic teaching. And what's fascinating is that Hasidic teaching is particularly rich in a literature and an approach and a philosophy which addresses itself precisely to this challenge. How can we be truly spiritual in the workplace? And as a result, what I've tried to do in the last 3 or 4 years, the focus of my teaching and my Jewish teaching and rabbinic teaching has become what I call the Kabbalah of money. In other words, what does Jewish mysticism and Hasidic teaching have to teach us about our way of being and the way we think about money? And as a consequence, in fact, in the last few months, as I joke with my friends, I've decided to come out and create Wealth Rabbi. Because what I'm trying to do is, instead of being two separate people, Mr. Janogly in the office and Rabbi Janogly when I'm doing my teaching, what I'm trying to do is integrate these two fields, the fields of wealth and the fields of spirituality, truth and values. And that's why I've come up with Wealth Rabbi. And my mission as Wealth Rabbi is to bring truth and values from a particularly Jewish perspective to the world of wealth. But in so doing, this endeavor is not only about sharing this perspective with Jews, but with people of all faiths and indeed of no faith. Because I think all of us in our lives face these challenges of how do we bring our personal truth and personal values to bear into the rough and tumble of the marketplace. So that is what Wealth Rabbi is about. It's about my bringing truth and values to the world of wealth in the work I do as an educator, in the work I do as a rabbi, but also in the work I do as a professional in terms of helping my clients use their money to the very best effect in terms of serving their personal truth and values as individual human beings. So welcome to Wealth Rabbi, and I hope you enjoy looking at the various different videos that are on the site.